Hi. So, if you are in your 20s, I'm going to take you on a little journey. I'm also going to give a forecast for the month of October, so how you can more optimize and tune in to the current cycles and seasons that we are moving into for October. So, to begin, understand that life is not random. Okay, we are walking a soul timeline, cosmic checkpoints written into your birth chart. Okay, so every birthday, every new age opens a new chapter, right? So life is not a random path. There is random, but we experience within a very specific soul timeline. Right? We all know this. We all hit the same initiations at the same ages. If we pay attention, we can see, like, oh, yes, Saturn return at 29, Uranus awakens us at 42. Chiron brings deep heart medicine at 51. There are so many. And there are also ones that we individually go through. So there's the in between. There's certain dates, times, birthdays, ages, years that we all go through. And then all of us at any given moment will be going through our own personal initiations and rites of passage, which are basically planetary checkpoints, I call them, right? It's like because we are of the cosmos, we are on Earth, spinning around in space in a relationship with all of the planets. So as the planets come into different positions and alignments, they are in relationship with each other, they are in relationship with the Earth. And so we are receiving energies, frequencies. And yeah, we know this. That's why we love astrology, because it represents, we can see the energetic patterns and influences that we each carry in our own way. So the timing, the stages and ages of our life, it's not accidental. It's not random passages. They are cosmic checkpoints. They are rites of passage. They are moments designed to wake you up to who you really are. Okay, so the birth chart holds the blueprint of life stages, the when, the why, and the how. And every birthday, every age unlocks a new chapter in that design. So if you're standing now currently on one of these milestone ages that I'm going to mention and talk about here, or if you're in between one of them, just know that you are right on time. Okay, in your soul timeline. You are somewhere within a cycle of a season of your soul journey. Okay, so the question I ask is, do you want to walk consciously, knowing where you are on your timeline, or by default, which is what most people do, because most people don't know this information or don't fully realize the capacity of what a birth chart holds for us. And I personally consider the birth chart an actual birthright that is given like a gift to every baby that is born, so that we can have a map of our life, a map of our soul, and what we're here to create and realize and focus on, and the highest potentials and where to go. The destiny path is always right there, so precise. So as an astrologer, I always choose to know and align. And that is how I'm here for you and to help you. And so your 20s are not just about finding yourself, they're about like building the foundation of your soul's life, right? These are very, very powerful, pivotal years. What we do in our 20s is really laying the foundation. So these years are less about like getting it perfect and more about shaping the person you're becoming. And this generation of the 20s is marked by the first building of your true foundation, right? Like getting out on your own, becoming the adult. It's like a journey, like adulting, like it takes time. We all like do it in our own way, and how much responsibility we are capable of holding and willing to take on, right? It's a journey. It's like an experience that we all developed. We all develop in our own capacity and in our own willingness. So the question is, like, now in this time, like, are you building on illusion or on soul truth? This becomes like a confrontational place, right? And so I just want to mention also, if you are an Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, you are having one of the most powerful turning point times of your whole entire life. This means that you will have, if you're at the beginning of these archetypes, okay, so beginning Aries, beginning Aquarius, beginning Leo, or Taurus or Scorpio, you have Pluto right on your sun. This is completely life changing. This is a total rebirth to your identity and your sense of purpose. And it's not something that like happens overnight. It's actually this feeling that likely was coming in for years, at least throughout all last year, of like a real powerful tension and pulling on like aspects of self that, it's personal to you, but knowing what you need to really let go of and release so that you can rebirth, like come into a whole new way of being and identity and purpose. So yeah, Pluto on the sun, incredibly significant. So depending if you're an Aquarius, it's right on your sun. If you're a Leo, it's opposite. If you are a Taurus or Scorpio, it's square. Either way, it's one of the most profound transits of a lifetime. So, and essentially on the deepest level, it is about meeting your own levels of limitation and confrontation so that you can transmute and overcome the limitations and obstacles and really harness your power. Pluto is pure power. So it's like the soul is being really instigated to release what you no longer need to carry and liberate yourself into empowerment, deep, pure self empowerment and power. So that is the journey now. And it's all of 2025 into 2026, starting to decrease in 2027. But of course, also it depends where your birthday is because Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for a total of 20 years. So it's going to cover about 4 degrees a year. So you can imagine this, like of the 30 days of a birthday, it's the increments of dividing that in by 20 years. That's the division of when your birthday is. So I'm specifically talking to the people in the early, the first degrees of these birthdays. Okay, so that's where Pluto is happening right now. And I'm going to talk about Pluto for the month of October. I'll get to that. But first, also Saturn. So if you are, Saturn is also in a very powerful position right now for all the March, September, Cancer, Capricorn birthdays, right? This is Saturn is at the last degrees of Pisces, the first degrees of Aries, transiting back and forth. This is super powerful. So I'm going to get into that. And also, if you are age 18, 19, is significant, age 23, age 27, these are the nodal transits of the north node of the moon. And if you are one of those ages, then this past eclipse season has really, really transformed you in really powerful ways. So basically, eclipses like really bring up and bring out of our unconscious and our subconscious what we need to look at, what we need to face, essentially what we need to release and let go. And also the bringing of the new, the opportunities, the destiny, the future that is pulling you towards it, pulling you forward. So that is very powerful for these 18, 19, 23, 27-year-olds right now. So in the 20s, right, the soul timeline for you in your 20s, basically for October, it carries 3 very powerful alignments. First of all, we are heading into Libra Scorpio season. So we're in Libra. It's going to turn into Scorpio by the end of October. And there's such a huge focus on truth in love, intimacy, and balance. It's all about the relationship to self first always, and then relationship to other. But of course, relationships serve us as a mirror and what's going to come into our life and reflect what is and what's happening. So Saturn also conjunct Neptune, retrograding back into Pisces, is dissolving illusions and asking us to rebuild from the deep soul level. It's such a huge theme for everybody for 2025. This is so significant. And come February, that Neptune Saturn is going to leave the Pisces realm altogether, where it's been influencing us for about a year, and it's going to completely move into Aries. And we are all going to feel a massive shift come February. So just prepare for that. Like where we are now is preparation, going back and doing more internal, like reassessing work. And come February, it's going to be like really go forward from what 2025 has been all about, like this work dynamic that we've been going through. And the third is Pluto is turning direct this month in October. And this is super powerful because after 5-6 months Pluto being retrograde, we have been in this very deep internalizing self-work journey. And that is shifting now in October. Pluto moving direct is a very forward momentum, a deep evolutionary push or pull to go forward outwardly, externally, make things happen, and just like get a move on from all the internal work that has been cultivating over these past 6 months. So the archetype of this month for Libra moving into Scorpio has so much to do with the alchemist, like being the alchemist of truth, meeting with the alchemist of truth, right? Libra asks us to weigh and balance, and Scorpio to face shadows, Saturn and Neptune to like strip away the illusions, and Pluto to like basically move us into irreversible or irrevocable transformation, right? So on an evolutionary level, this month that we're heading into is so much about the soul demands honesty, responsibility, and alignment with that which is most authentic to itself, and therefore also in relationship to others. So that's what's coming up for the Libra Scorpio season always, right? And so just one last note on if you are in your 20s, the 20s are such a powerful initiation decade, right? You are really being initiated into the world, into being on your own, into taking responsibility, and to releasing the past in ways that are necessary for you, right? Releasing conditioning, releasing ancestral imprints that you don't want to carry on, breaking cycles, essentially. And some people are born more as the cycle breakers. And we see that a lot. There's a big, this is an era of really consciously letting go of ancestral patterns and cycles that a lot of people are sort of holding that torch for. So you may feel like one of those people. And so, yeah, it's a powerful, powerful generation, and to be in your 20s and you're doing deep, deep personal work. And so this is part of the theme that you are in. And what else? So if you, what I want to say too is if you are 2021 is a really powerful Saturn Uranus influences. It is really about coming out on your own, trying to lay down some foundational like ground into something on your own and create something. And then, but also with the Uranus influence, 21, 22 is so powerful because Uranus comes in as a really strong transit and asks us to liberate, to break free, to individuate, to be your unique self. So you can really feel that. And then at 23, the nodes come and there's a real like tension around which way are you going? Are you staying stuck in old patterns, or are you moving towards your destiny, towards your dream, towards the future that you are seeing and wanting to create? And then at 24, there is the Jupiter return. And so this very powerful gateway that we enter at age 24 that is asking you to expand, to realize that there is so much more out there. There's so much more beyond that you can adventure into, that you can experience. And this is all preparing for age 27, another nodal hit that really pulls us into the forward trajectory of our core destiny, our soul intention that we're here for. And then come 28 to 30 is the Saturn return. And this is one of the most powerful and pivotal transits, rites of passage that a person can go through. It is really calling the Saturn return, that 29-30 really calls us into power, into your power, asking to let go of illusions and to really know your dream, make your dream happen, and trust that you have all the power. You have all the power to make your dreams happen. So February is going to bring big changes for the ages, particularly around 21, 29, 36, 44, 51, 59, 73, 81, 87. Okay. So if you know anyone, and from now until then, it's like we are cleaning house, right? Cleaning house to get ready. So, I want to invite you, if you want to go more into your chart and understand what house this is happening in your chart. One, you can come on in and grab I have a whole workshop on the Pluto in Aquarius, how to understand that through whatever house that is happening for you. So when you look at your chart, where are the first degrees of Aquarius happening? What house of your chart is that happening? So you can come and grab that workshop. It'll be really helpful for you. I also have the Saturn workshop, so you can see what house Saturn is influencing in your chart, and understand that further. And I have the workshop on the north and south nodes of the moon and how to understand where this Virgo Pisces axis is playing out in the world right now, where that's happening in your chart. And also I have my free astrology community, which is an absolutely amazing place. There's so many incredible people in there. There's a Q&A and a chat forum, and you can learn a lot and post your chart, and that's an incredible place. And I also have my full evolutionary astrology school and certification and membership. So reach out, come and join me further if you want to learn more. And so much love, blessings for October. See you soon.